Forgive the background noise. It's my portable air conditioning. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Snowfall, season number 2, episode number 5, Serpiente. Did I say that right? If it's your first time visiting my channel, what up though? Go ahead and click the red subscribe button to become a Ray of Sunshine. And do click the notification bell so you're alerted of the videos I upload going forward. Okay, so honestly, this time I think Lucia and Gustavo's was the absolute best segment of the 3. So we're gonna save them for last. Yes, we are. Let's talk about Teddy first. So Teddy approaches Matt about a new route, a new place to land, because he wants to transport guns. And Matt is like, no, that's not what we're gonna do. See, Matt doesn't know the whole story. Matt doesn't know that these drugs are to fund the war, okay, so that the U.S. can win. That it originally started with your president of the United States at the time, Ronald Reagan. Yes, somebody, let's tell the truth. Somehow I got my nose stopped up from then to now. Matt, you know, it's like, hey, I don't want to have no parts of this. I'm only supposed to be temporary help. But if you want me to help you, I got some stipulations. I need more money. And not for Dad, but for myself, because I want to have a skydiving business. All right then, Matt. Get you an exit plan, honey. Everybody needs an exit plan. I don't want to have nothing to do with any more dead bodies. Not moving them, not killing them, nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about them. I don't want nothing about no dead bodies. I'm gonna take the plane when I leave. You know, Teddy was going back and forth with him on that, but he needs him, so he went ahead and settled on him taking that plane, child. And then I realized we found out who the big brother was. I always thought that Teddy was the big brother, when in fact it is Matt that is the big brother. That was pretty much all that Teddy had going on by himself. The rest of it we'll talk about with Franklin, which we will get to right now. Honey, baby. Franklin walking down the street and Ivy at the house making it rain for the kids. Like, you can't be more obvious. You can't bring more attention to us than this. Come on, Ivy. Let's not be stupid. We in the hood. You can't be throwing up no money. And you just got out of jail. Why is you here? What you want? Well, honey, he say, Franklin, I'm home. I'm back. I see you're flourishing with those little rocks, but I don't care. We're going to do business together. Things are going to go back to normal. If you disagree, then I feel like you've betrayed me and you've gone to my supplier. At least I think that's what was implied. But I do know he was like, you will have betrayed me. I'm on my way right now to go pour gasoline down the throat of the person that snitched on me. Honey, Franklin was shaking in his boots. He did not say 2 words. Like, how you gonna be this high up and be that far down? Like, when I say down, like scary. Somebody. You can't be in this business and be afraid, or you're gonna have to have a goon with you all the time. This is where Franklin is always, you know, where always is green to me. Like, you don't know how to handle this kind of stuff, but I might be sadly mistaken. Well, honey, Franklin is upset visibly, and he should be. He meets Teddy at their normal spot in the graveyard and voices his fucking concern. Teddy's all like, calm down. Shit. Franklin's like, I'm a black man. Of course I'm paranoid, because what did Teddy say? You're being paranoid. Fuck yeah. I'm a black man. White people are afraid of black people, but it should be black people afraid of white. He said a mouthful. He said a mouthful. We may be able to overpower you. We may seem stronger than you, but we are, and we're smarter than you, and all of that kind of stuff. You should be afraid of us. However, the truth of the matter is, y'all hold all the power. Y'all can agree with me or not. And that's what makes that culture dangerous, is that they carry the power. If we would just band together. Okay, let me not get on that soapbox, because I will take y'all there. Well, he says, Teddy tells Franklin, hey, I'm going to talk to Ivy. Franklin's like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, but I'm going to go with you. And he's like, then he's going to for sure know you betrayed him. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going with. Now, I see Franklin only jumps bad with Teddy, though. Y'all see that? Or with Reed as his pseudo name. He's the only person that he jumps bad with occasionally with people in his own camp, but when it matters, dude be scared. I was with Sissy when Elton was in the Elton was in the kitchen looking through shit. I was with him. With her? Is he looking for a bottle to drink out of? Is he looking for a beverage, an adult one? Is he trying to get his fix through alcohol? I mean, I was with her and he was like, I was looking for mustard. Oh, mustard in the cabinets where the dishes are, my nigga. Listen, Sissy, I think you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. Now, I know people get clean and they do better all the time, but quite possibly you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Honey, Peaches walks in the house and they really look like they was fucking. Leon and Wanda. It looked like real fucking action. Like the penis was really happening, but I'm sure they had one of them little fake, I don't know what you call them things that you put over the penis for the people. It looked like, sound like real fucking, and he was clowning like, little nigga, you don't know how to fuck. He looked like he was doing all right. He could use some more emotions and slow down, because listen, this is not a jackhammer. We not no rabbits. You can slow down and caress it, but sometimes a good fuck from behind like that. Y'all, I digress. Well, then Franklin walks up to the house and there's some smart mouth fucking Mexican bitches standing on the porch like, who are you? Bitch, you at my house. See, that's what I'm saying. Kevin walks out and he wants to know, Frank's like, who these bitches? He's like, oh, they gonna, these bitches is ones we gonna connect with. Franklin said, be careful. Them bitches is crazy, loca, be careful. And they go their separate ways. I got it, whatever. Child, Kevin is a fucking ticking time bomb. So, check this out. Peaches calls and needs some help. And so Jerome's in the house and he's hollering for Jerome and talked to Jerome. Told Jerome, hey, calling him wanting him to come out. Right? I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I was thinking before he came out that the nigga was doing the shit, that he was high, that he was smoking the crack. He came out, the girl came out. For a minute I was like, but then he did that little lean thing they do, that like he was high. That nigga gonna be the one on the shit, strung out. It's gonna be Jerome. We thought it was gonna be Kevin, but it's gonna be Jerome. Kevin gonna fuck up some other way, but Jerome gonna be strung out on that shit. And fucking Franklin is going to feel so horrible about it. I feel bad about it already. When Louis left him, all hell broke loose. We, at the same time, Elton comes walking up to the house like, hey Franklin, can I holler at you? And let me just say this. I understand that your father wasn't there. I understand that you can't stand the ground he walks on. But honor thy mother and thy father, because you not be so disrespectful to your parents. You was disrespectful to your mother and your father. You don't have to like him. You don't have to deal with him. But you ain't got to be so fucking disrespectful. I was like, Franklin, I don't like that side of you. You jumping bad with your dad? Like, I don't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I understood where he was coming from. I just think he could have shunned him differently and not been so harsh and disrespectful. He was like, you just trying to use my mama. You want the money? Because then, he was like, you gonna go spend the money. Like, I get that. I get all that. And then he go walk up to Sissy's job. Listen, little boy, don't come up to mama's job acting no fool. See, Sissy had to keep working. Or did she? Because had that been my child and I was at work like that, I would have had to excuse myself for a moment and go out there and go the fuck off on him. You can't tell me who the fuck could be in my house. I don't want your drug money. He's living there. And you the one that I'm crying about now, not Elton. Hello, somebody. She should have slapped the shit out of him. That mouth. And you embarrassing me at work like this? With these shenanigans? Boy, have several seats. Go sit your ass down. Talk to me like you got some good fucking sense. So I'm going to say that the writers did not portray that scene correctly, because she was supposed to let him have it outside the door. Well, Franklin goes and visit Louis at Claudia's, and Claudia and Louis Louis is helping Claudia count the books and check the inventory, and they seem to be getting along well. And she spent Christmas in New York, and Claudia excuses herself and gives a moment to Franklin and Louie. And Franklin, you know, wants her to come back. I miss you. Things are going haywire. Runs it down really quick about Ivy, about Jerome, about Kevin. Just runs it down really quickly. In the background, you see fucking Claudia listening. And in my spirit, I feel like Claudia is going to be trying to use Louie. Like, I'm getting her in good. I'm whining and dining her so that she owes me. Listen, y'all. She owes me. Bitch. Watch yourself. Please don't be so in love that your blinders are on. And that's what happens to us. We miss a whole lot of shit because we be in love. Fucking horse blinders on. Can't see the shit on the side. And what's going on. And what's the sneak attack. Because we blind in love. You got me fucked up. Well, Sissy is back at home. And she kind of goes off on Alton. Says I'd rather lose my job than get the drug money. Than take that drug money. Which is funny. It looks like Alton condones the behavior, but not really. You know, like, it, as long as it's beneficial, he can help you not lose the house. And Sissy is like, no. But the whole while, you can see, you know, he bands up and he's all like, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to leave, honey. They have that intimate moment, you know, in between next episode and the next episode. The 2 episodes, they're going to fuck. In between these 2 episodes, she's setting herself up for failure. Though he's doing really well right now, if he relapses, it's going to break her heart. All that good shit he talking is going to go out the window. She is lacking the company. She needs some comfort. You know, I understand being lonely, but child, I understand being lonely. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And honey, don't make no mistakes. Oh, because your heart gonna be broke. This storyline can go on and on and on and on. We talked about, I want to go back to Jerome. All up in the comments, some people were saying it would be Sissy that would get on drugs, but we see that it's gonna be Jerome. Like, that shit, I was like, you can't get high off your own supply. Okay, I'm aging myself. Well, Franklin and Teddy go to the hotel to meet with Ivy, and when they walk in, Ivy is taking her back like, oh, get him out of here. I trusted you. I took you in like a brother, and this is what you do to me? Teddy speaks up and says, I approached him. Nah, nigga, you kidnapped him and hog-tied him. Not hog-tied him, but tied him up nonetheless, and coerced him. That's what you did. That's what you should have said you did. Or nah. Nonetheless, he begins to speak Farsi, and I believe it's Farsi. If I'm wrong, don't be mad. I really find it attractive that he speaks all these damn languages. It says that he wants to talk about guns. Ivy immediately excuses himself and says, don't let him leave, talking about Franklin. Well, Teddy wants to make a gun deal with Ivy, and he wants all the guns, cases and bulks, and on top of bulks and cases of guns, handguns, rifles, shotguns, whatever you got, I want it. Which is a bigger deal than what? Drugs. But this is how they both came into the community. Come on, somebody, through the government and shit. This is how it came through the community. We all know it. It ain't a real conspiracy. It's the truth. It's all facts. Ivy tells him, I'm willing to make the deal. I'm willing to go with all your stipulations. Out of the country delivery, secrecy, nobody needs to know, all of that. But you need to make sure you get me my money, because I'm gonna give your name to the people that I work with. Like, that ain't a threat, that's a promise. Like, I'm not finna be fucked over because you ain't doing right. These people that I deal with these guns ain't no joke. Yeah, no US guns, all of that, I got you. I can do it. And I'm finna be rich again and not off drugs. Because guess what? I forgot to say that Teddy hit Ivy with, I know that you cut a deal with the ATF to get out. You gave up somebody's name. He was a snitch. Like, code. If you can't do the time, you should not be doing the crime. Like, action, reaction, cause and effect. If you cannot wear an orange jumpsuit or blue chambray, I suggest you stop doing criminal activity, okay? I said that about clause 2. I'm going to say it again. If you ain't cut out for it, if you don't think you can handle the time that comes along with that crime, you need to be doing something else. And I want you to know that Franklin feels something that entire time with them. He feels that something's happening. He sees the nigga speaking Farsi. They come back and everything is cool, but Franklin's all like, I need to hear it from you verbally, Avi, that we're good. Avi said, we're good. Avi is super ecstatic. I was going to say a derogatory remark, but I had to pull up. They playing cards at the house, Jerome and Franklin, and having conversations about how it's squashed and who Teddy knows and who's on the payroll and all that other shit, because you know he got somebody on LAPD and that's how he found out the shit about Avi. We know that. That's obvious, but they did tell us. And in comes Kevin and the guy that he's with a bunch of blood on their shirt. And they like, well, what's that from? He's the Mexican bitches. Now, didn't I tell you to be careful with them bitches? It's over. No more body-o manhunts. Fuck that, it's over. You putting us in danger with all this dumb shit. Oh, Kevin's gonna fuck up that way. He ain't gonna be on, he gonna probably do drugs too. Child, it's all too much for me. Let us get to the meat and the fucking potatoes. Lucia and Gustavo. Gustavo has gone to see the soothsayer, the psychic, the palm reader, whatever you want to call her. And she pretty much says, you don't feel something with Pedro and Soledad? He's like, no. Well, there's a serpent among you. There's a serpiente among you. And gives him, you know, some kind of medallion or something to wear to help protect him. I just feel like at this point, everything I'm saying is as I'm watching it. I'm looking at Lucia and she's just way too friendly with Soledad. Too open arms for Soledad. You letting her come in and help break down the drugs and shit. Like, bitch, you don't know her. And Pedro just appeared off the map back. It's all too fishy. And I'm looking like, so you just gonna give up all the information? Matt comes in talking about the avocado crates. And he was like, oh, I got it, because she went to go grab one, you know, because then she would have seen what was actually in it by the weight. Because, you know, at this point, she ain't really even seen, like, any real drug business going. And Lucia's all kind of like pitting her off on Matt and saying, you know, you can find out who his supplier is. You can press him for information. In her mind, she's thinking, I'm going to turn him for other information for the DEA. Not knowing, you know, she don't know the whole ramifications of it, that he's connected to Teddy, and Teddy's really CIA, but really not. But not. It's so weird and fucked up. But I'm all like, Lucia, you tripping, girl. And then Gustavo takes the moment and warns Gustavo warns Lucia. Talks about what the psychic soothsayer palm reader said about a serpiente and the letter S. And Soledad is a letter S. And she kind of brushes him off. Like, ha ha ha. Like, you know, and she kind of made fun of him for going to go and see her. But it seems like this is something he's been doing his entire life, and it's been working well for him. Well, Lucia gets Soledad and Pedro to help out with the breaking down of the drugs with the other ladies. And, you know, you can see it in Soledad's eyes. Like, she the shit. Like, oh, I'm in. She breaking down the drugs. Stomper and the other two boys come in, or the two men. Isn't one of them dudes the one that killed them two boys? Y'all, let me know down below in the comments. I swear the third one that walked in is him, but maybe I'm tripping. They walk in, the Stomper's men walk in to pick up the product, and Gustavo ain't scared of shit. Stomper talking a gang of shit. Gustavo ain't scared of shit. He talking a gang of shit back. The nigga sees the serpent on Stomper's right hand man's arm and stabs the nigga, goes for it, goes in, loses his mind. Like, again, impulsive behavior. You cannot be impulsive in the drug game. Not that I know. I don't know shit about it. It's just me thinking common sense. You got to be able to think executive planning, meaning you need to think 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. At least that's the way my mind works out. That's why I work in corporate America and I'm not a criminal, okay? Well, the shit hits the fan. Lucia goes for her gun and ends up getting shot in the shoulder. Soledad ends up getting a gun, and when I tell you the bitch stands like a cop, shoots like a cop, did not miss like a cop. You would think that she was at the gun range the way she was holding on to that gun. Like, I don't have two hands where I could do it and show you, but you knew that she was a cop. And all I kept thinking to myself, if anybody is paying attention to her stance and her demeanor, they would totally see that she is working for or is part of some law enforcement agency. I promise you, in my notes, I promise you that's what I have written right here in the bottom. Well, Gustavo loves him some Lucia. Pedro bitch ass got frozen and shit, which tells you something about him. They bury the bodies, and they're like, eventually Stomper's gonna come looking for them, okay? Meaning you're fucked. Not only that, Soledad is now taking the bullets out of Lucia's arm. Lucia's a beast. Lucia's a boss bitch, because that bitch caught on to that shit. She sent Soledad out and talked to Gustavo and told Gustavo that she is a cop. She is DA, FBI, she is something, and we are fucked. Did you not see how she was holding the gun? She did not miss a shot with them. Do you hear me? I knew one of them had to catch that shit, and it was Lucia, who was down for the count. But the bitch was very alert and aware, like, okay, what next? Who going how? How do we get out of this shit? She saw this shit with her own two eyes and told Gustavo pretty much, we are fucked now. And here's where it got real. I mean, I felt this in my spirit anyway, once I realized that she was a cop. I said, like, also, so if she's a cop, what is Pedro? Bitch! Pedro's a motherfucking informant. That's what he is. So listen, if y'all didn't catch that, that's why couldn't nobody find him. That's why you couldn't find him on the map or no kind of shit, because he had went and spilled the tea. That ain't what they said. He had went and became an informant for the fucking DEA, FBI, because of course she killed his whole family. Child, it's all too much for me. Let me know what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. Do you agree that we know that Soledad is a cop? Do you agree that Pedro is an informant? If you don't, then you done lost your damn mind, okay? What do you think about the whole situation with Kevin? How about Jerome? Do y'all think that he on that shit? I know he on that shit. If y'all don't think he on that shit, I don't know what show y'all been watching. How about Claudia? How do you feel about Claudia and fucking Aunt Louie's relationship? Is she using her? Y'all, you know I got questions. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Snowfall, Season 2, Episode number 5, Serpiente. That was Serpiente. Serpent. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.